Hi guys, Avner from Logic Wiz. Today I'm going to be solving the expert level puzzle of the Computer Science Education Week challenge. And it's going to be a Suguru puzzle. This is my first Suguru puzzle on video. Let's see the rules. So first Suguru rules. As you can see, there are multiple blocks on the puzzle. Each block has a different number of digits, and each block needs to have the digits from 1 till until the size of the block. So for example, for this block, size of 5, it needs to have the digits 1 to 5 in any order. The second rule of Sudoku is that if there is a digit, all the surrounding cells cannot have the same digit. So for example, we have here 4, all the surrounding cells cannot have the digit 4. In addition, we have 3 variants. Variant number 1 is the digits above the grid and to the left side of the grid. It basically indicates the number of ones in the constraint. For example, in this row, there should be only 1. In this column, there should be 3 appearances of 1. So this is the ones constraint. The second one is quadruple. Quadruple basically means that one of the digits, the 4 cells around the quadruple must have the digits inside the quadruple. In this case, we have only 1 digit, so one of those 4 cells must have the digit 1. And the third variant is the Renban line, which is the green lines over here. The digits on the Renban line must be consecutive digits in any order. So for example, if we have the digit 1 somewhere on this Renban line, the digits on this Renban line must be 1, 2, 3, 4. But again, in any order. The name of the puzzle is array because it's in computer science, it looks like an array of data from 1 to 4. Usually it appears from 0 till the number, but since we don't have 0 on the puzzle, we started from 1. Let's get starting. The puzzle available before we start on the Suguru Variants app by Logic Wiz, available both on iOS and Android for free. So we see here a block of 1, 2. Obviously, the digits here must be 1 and 2. And since one of those 2 cells is 1, 1 cannot be in any of those 2 cells because it will be near the 1 in this block. 1 has to go here. And those 2 cells now, since we have 1 and 2 and it's a block in the size of 4, must have 3 and 4. The block here is in the size of 3, must have the digits 1 to 3. 1 cannot be in any of these 2 cells because of this one. So 1 has to go here. And here must be 2 and 3. Now in this block, 1 cannot go in any of these 4 cells. So 1 has to go here. What about this block? 1 cannot be here, so 1 has to be in one of these 2 cells. What else do we have here? Okay, in this block, 4 cannot be in any of these 4 cells. 4 goes here. Okay, here it's we have here a block in the size of 7. We have here a block in the size of 6. This cell sees all the 6 cells here, so it can cannot be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 because it will be adjacent to, excuse me, to the digit here. So this cell must be 7. Okay, now in this cell 2 must go here. Okay, I'm gonna mark also with excess cells which cannot have the digit 1. So we have already 1 in this block. All those cells cannot have 1. Same here. It just will help me see where we can put 1 in the constraints on the rows or the columns. So 1 cannot go here. Also in these 2 cells we cannot have a 1. Okay, so in this block 1 can go only in one of these 2 cells. And since one of these 2 is 1, 1 can no longer be here. Therefore this one must be a 1. And now in this block 1 can be in one of these 2 cells. Okay, let's look at this Renban line. It has one of the digits here must to be 1 to 4 because of this block over here. This one has to be 1 to 6 because of the size of the block, and also this one has to be 1. Both of those 3 have to be 1 to 6, which basically means that we must have 4 in order to achieve 4 consecutive digits. So since 4 cannot be here, 4 cannot be here, this cell must be a 4. Here we cannot have 3, so 3. Oh, this is before the 3. This is also nice. Here we must have a 1. Here we must have a 1. In all the other cells we cannot have a 1. Therefore this cell must be a 1. And these 2 now have to be 2 or 3. Which also means that one of those 2 has to be a 1. Okay, and in this block 3 has to be here. Okay, let's continue. Here we cannot have a 3, so this cell can have only 1 and 2. And here we can have all the 3, 1, 2, and 3. Here now we can no longer have a 1. Let's mark it with an X. So one of these 3 cells must have a 1, therefore 1 cannot be here. 1 must be in one of these 3 cells. If it must be here, this one can no longer be a 1, so it must be 2 or 3. And the 1 is over here, which basically means that in this block the additional 1 need to be in one of these 4 cells. How about the 2 in this block? The 2 cannot be in any of these cells. The 2 must be here. Now, since one of these 2 cells must be 2, 2 can no longer be here because it sees both of those cells, both of them. So 2 must be here. Okay, and here 5 cannot be in any of the cells in this block. 5 must be here. And since 5 must be here, obviously because of the size of the blocks around it, 3 and 4 need to be on this line as well. I'm not going to mark it there right now because I like to mark actually digits in blocks and not around the quadruple. Okay, in this block, 5 cannot be in these 3 cells. It cannot be here. This one must be a 5. In this block, 4 cannot be here. This must be a 4. Okay, and now in this row, we have an interesting situation. 1 must be here, therefore all the rest of the cells cannot be a 1. So I'm going to mark it with an X, which basically leaves only one place in this block for a 1, which is here. Makes it a 2. So we are done with this block. Now in the block here, 3 cannot be here. This one must be a 3. And this must be 1 and 2. Which digits are we missing here? 1 has to be in one of these cells. In this block, cannot be here. So, okay, here we are done with the ones. We have already 3. So 1 can no longer be here. Okay, let's look in this block at the 3. 3 cannot be in these 2 cells because of this 3. It cannot be here because we must have a 3 here. Therefore 3 must be here. This cell must be 1 or 5 because again we have here 2 and 3 and we have 4 over here. So this one can have either 1 or 5. Okay, here 6 cannot be here, cannot be here. 6 must be one of these cells. 5 cannot be here. So 5 must be one of this. Since we must have a 2, I missed this part. Since we must have a 2 on this Renban line, excuse me, 6 can no longer be on the Renban line because if we start with 2 and we get to 4 consecutive numbers, it's 2, 3, 4, and 5. 6 cannot be here. 6 must be here. Now obviously 5 don't have to be here because it can be also 1, 2, 3, 4, the Renban line, and we don't know that yet. However, 3 and 4 must be on the line. 3 must be in one of these 3 cells. One we we already marked over here. What do we miss here? We miss 1, 3, and 4. Let's pencil them in. Three here must be in one of these cells. 5, we already have a 5. 4 can be in all of them, at least for now. And 6 cannot be here, 6 must be one of these two. Okay, in this block, 1 has to be in one of these cells, because there is no other place to satisfy the 1 here. So if 1 must be here, this one can no longer be a 1. Therefore, this one has to be a 1. And now, this one has to be a 1. And now we cannot have a 1 here. Therefore, in this row, this has to be a 1. And we are done with this one, and we are done with this one. Okay, this is nice. Now 1 cannot be here. 1 has to be in this block in one of these cells. And we need in this row only 1, 1. So this one can no longer be a 1. It must be 2. This one is a 1. And we are done with this block, and we have already all the cells marked as. Okay, let's look at this column. We have 1 and we need another one. The other one must be here. So these two are a 1 free pair. Basically mean that we need around this Renban 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 can no longer be here. And let's pencil in the 4, and 1 can no longer be here, obviously. So these are the 4 digits around the Renban, 2 and 4, and we miss in this block 1, 5, and 6. I basically could have long time ago put here a 6, which I missed. And here we have 1 and 5, and now 6 in this block must be here. And the remaining number here are, I'll center them in because these are the only options. Okay, we must have around the quadruple here is 4. This one must be a 4. This one must be a 2. Oh, this 2 are 1 and 3, and the remaining number digits here are 4 and 5. Since 5 cannot be here, this must be a 4. This must be a 5. And we got the 3 of the quadruple here. So 3, 4, 5. This one can be either 2 or 6. digit over here must be 4. Now we cannot have a 1 here, and we are basically done with this one. Oh, here, this row we must have two ones. They are already in place. Therefore, this one can no longer be a 1, it must be a 5. 5 and 1, which basically fix this to be 3, and this one is a 1. And we are done with this one. We are done with this one. Okay, in this block, we cannot have a 3 here because of this one. We cannot have a 3 here because of, no, sorry, 3 can also be here. Too early for that. But here we cannot have 2 or 3 because of this, so this one must be a 4. And these two must be 2 and 3, which basically eliminate the 3 from here because it's both of them. This must be 4. Now we have here 1 and 3. 1 cannot be here. I put it on an X. Silly. 3 and 1. Okay, what do we have here? 4 cannot go in these two cells. 4 must be here. In these 3 cells, we must have a 2. Not yet. 5 cannot be here. 5 can be in these 3 cells. Six cannot be here. It can be in these 3 cells. And the remaining digit is 2, which at least for now can go in all of them. Okay, in this column we need 2 1s. We already have them. This one can no longer be a 1. This one must be a 1. And now the remaining digits are 2 and 5. Here we have 2 or 3. Four is already on it. 1 cannot be on the line, so 5 must be here on the Renban line. Let's pencil it. Let's pencil it here. Four, 5, 2 over 6. Three in this block must go in one of these 3 cells. One of those must be a 1. Here we don't need a 1 anymore. Okay, In this cell, we cannot have 2 or 3. So what are the options here? The options here are 5 or 6. So now what are the options for this Renban? It can be 2, 3, 4, and 5. It can be 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we are done. This we are done. This we know already where is the last one. We are done with this one. Done with this one. We are done with this one. I think we are basically done with the ones. So here 4 can go here. 5 can go in all of them, and 2 can go in all of them. So this one doesn't do it. Let's see what are the options here. This is a block of 6. It cannot be 1. It can be a 2. It cannot be 3. It cannot be 4. It can be 5 or 6. What are the options in this cell? It cannot be a 1, obviously. It can be a 2. Cannot be 3. Can be 4. It cannot be 4 because we have a 4 over here. Can be 5 and can be 6. And what are the options here? It cannot be 1. It can be a 2. It can be a 3. Cannot be a 4. Cannot be a 5. And it can be a 6. One can not be here. We can have a 2, no 3, no 4. Obviously a 5, it's only 2 and a 5. What about this one? No 1, it can be a 2. It can be a 3. It cannot be a 4, it cannot be a 5. And it cannot be a 6. However, we must have on this Renban a 3. The 3 and the Renban can only be here. Therefore, unless I'm mistaken, must be a 2. And now we have 6, and I think this probably will open the puzzle completely. So we must have here around here a 2. This one must be a 2. And this must be a 5 because we cannot get with a consecutive to 6. So a 5. So what do we miss in this one? We miss here 2 and 6. Excuse me. This one have 3 and 4. Okay, what are the options over here? We cannot have a 1, we cannot have a 2. We can have a 3, cannot have a 4, we can have a 5, and we can have a 6. So still 3, 4, 5, 6 is an option, and 2, 4, and 2, 3, 4, and 5 are an option. I'm missing here something silly, we'll figure it out soon. So we said this is This is 4 and 3. 5 here can go in all of them. And 2 oh, silly. 3 must be here. This one can no longer be a 3. It must be 4. Four and a 3. Oh, silly. This one has to be a 1 in order to satisfy the 2. This one is a 2. This one is a 3. This one is a 2. 3. Okay, from here it's going to be basically filling the remaining digits because I think it's completely opened up. Anyway, we are done. Took a little bit longer than I thought. I got stuck on the one in the Chrome, first Chrome a bit. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.